Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the GEG APAC weekend Staying Connected 6.0. So, today we are on day three of the GEG APAC weekend, and with us we have Miss Meenakshi Mukherjee, who I'm just going to invite. Hello, Meenakshi, good to see you.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, over to you, Meenakshi. I'll just add
Yeah,
your screen to the stream.
sure.
All yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So, once again, a very warm welcome to all the educators out there. My name is Meenakshi Mukherjee, and I am a science teacher in a private school. I love exploring the edtech tools, and today we are going to take up Google Slides. Google Slides we are all very familiar with, and as educators, we always use Google Slides for our presentations in some or the other way. Today, what I'm going to look up is that how can we make a digital booklet. Our Ever since we have come back from the pandemic, we have resumed school. We feel that the digital mode was way more better, as we were able to save paper. There was less contact as the COVID is still going on, it's not over. So maybe that we can go for the digital booklets. And also, at educators, there are some topics irrespective of whatever class you are teaching, it still remains the same. So for that purpose, this digital booklet would be the one that would be really very helpful. So today I'm going to take up, and before I start with it, I would just like to show you something. Have a look at it and see what are we going to prepare. So this is a science definition booklet that I have made. Say I come across some words on science for which I want to go for the meanings. So this is like a dictionary that we have. So we have the words that start with A, as I have clicked on A, and then we have incorporated pictures also. It's not only the meanings that are there, but rather there are images for people to understand, for our students to understand as and when they need. Now again, with something with letter B, we have bacteria, we have battery, barometer. Then if I want to say for something with the letter H, so here we have, okay, we also have a video here that
I'd
we
like to talk
can
about
show
header
to our
troughs.
students, or our
Header troughs
students
at
will
the end
be
of it.
able to see and understand the concept well. So it is a very interactive way where there are pictures in it, there are there are images in it. It is not only about the textual information that we are providing. So depending upon the term wherever you have stuck, now this is something that you can carry to any class you are teaching, irrespective of whatever topic you are teaching. We do come across certain terms in our day to day life, so which we can always refer to the booklet. So instead of incorporating the definition into our worksheets or into our uh, teaching learning method, maybe we can link this presentation with there, and as soon as we get a word, we simply can see which word, which letter it is starting off, and we just need to click on it, and here we are. Say for example, I was teaching digestion and I came across a word chyme, and I'm like, oh, what is chyme? To the students I can ask, what do you think can chyme be? Instead of telling them what chyme is in that teaching learning material, maybe we can just make it in a way that once we click on the alphabet chyme, we directly come up to this screen, and then we can say, oh, chyme, it started off with C, so let's see what is the meaning of the word chyme. So here we can see chyme is something that is a digested content of the stomach released for further digestion in the small intestine. Now, be it any class you teach, this is something that would remain as it is. So it is not that it is only class specific. You can prepare it and you can use it in all your teaching learning materials that is there. You just have to incorporate it. Now you just have to share the link, and the students will be able to access it as per their needs. Whatever words they come across, they just have to click on that particular alphabet, and they will be able to go to that word, and they can look for the meaning of that word. Maybe there are some additional videos that also you can provide, or in case you want your students to have some more inputs, you can incorporate a website that they can have a glance at, and they will be able to understand it in a much better way. all these things. So this is something which will turn out to be a very, very informative thing for all of us. So now, for example, let's go and see how it is made. So to how it is made, all you have to do is you need to go to Google, just write Google Slides. If you are already logged in, no further login will be required with your Gmail account. First, click on the very first link, the online slideshow, go to slides. So once you are there on Go to slides, you can click on blank and you can start with your work, or you can start with your presentation. So say for example, I want to make up a booklet. So therefore, let's take the cover photo of a notebook from the Google itself. So first we are going to take up a image. So I think this is fine for the time being. So all you have to do is copy, and you can come, you just have to paste it, and here is the image that we have. You can give a name to it, whatever you want to, and then we can start. Also, you can change the size of the slide. So for that, you can again go to edit, and then go to files, and then go to page setup, and accordingly, as per your choice, you can simply custom it. So for the time being, I am taking it as 8 inches into 10 inches, and this is how it now looks like. So we are going to make this entire notebook cover up, as this is my cover. A little cropping, especially from the right hand side, and once it is done, now we can you can see there is an option of insert shapes. So we will go to the shapes, and what I have done is I have taken up those shapes and I have made it like this. So once it is done, then control D, you can make up some copies of it, and like this, and maybe you can write some headings. You can make it according to the chapters as well. It is not necessary it has to be always in a form of a dictionary. It can be in the form of any chapters, it can be on the form of any topics that are there you want your students to understand. So maybe let's say I want to take up the concept of photosynthesis, and I want to make up a booklet on photosynthesis. So first I say one, then I've written one, and accordingly we are going to adjust the size of it. And once done all these things, like this first thing, then the second one, next we have number 3, and like this it is done. So let's say there are 3 steps in that particular process. Now we are going to add some pages to it, some more slides actually. So let's say 1, 2, and 3 slides I have added. Now again, let me go and take up a picture that will represent the inner side of my notebook, the writing notebook, and I think this is good to go. We can go with this one, and here we are. We are again going to paste that image that we had taken. We'll just crop a little. So this is all about how you want to present your work. It is not that you have to always present it the same way. Like for example, I wanted to present it this way, therefore I am taking up the things like this. Nowadays we do get templates also. So you can simply take up the templates also and can work on them. You just have to take up the template, and it will come in the form of a notebook and you can take it. So this is my number 1 So number one, I want to say the one thing that I want to say is the requirement. So say one, here I write one. You can change the color of the boxes also. So let's say let's give it a green color. Then we have an outline also that can be given. All these things you can change as per your way of representation. So these are some of the ways by which you can represent. And the number one thing, the first thing about this entire process that we have is the requirement. So again, we will take a text box and we are going to give the heading as requirements. So requirements for this particular process that we are going to study or we are going to teach our students. So requirements of the process of photosynthesis, first thing that we are letting our students know. So whatever requirements are there, we are gonna jot down. Next thing we are going to tell our students. Now once this is done, you can also make a copy of this one and simply change the things. Say from one, now this will become two, and you can go and change the color as well as whatever heading has been given, the process. Then next number three comes the products. Again, I'm gonna change the color as per my choice and requirement, and then comes the product like this. So here we can give it a nice cover look by right say incorporating the good heading to it, the process of photosynthesis. And let's give it a nice font. Align it to the center and a nice font. So this booklet is going to help us understand the process of photosynthesis. So howsoever you want it, you can make it. If you want to add some images, say this is a process of photosynthesis, therefore we have some plants. Maybe we can add a picture of a plant also on the cover page. Plant. So let's take up. And here we go. Now our cover page is all set and ready like this. So this is the cover page that we have created for our notebook. And then these are 1, 2, and 3, that is the labelings that are there or the indexes that are there. Also in after this page you can have another page, say table of content. From that page also you can let these come up, the 1, 2, and 3 markings can come up. That is all up to you. How you want to do, how you want to design your work is completely up to you. And now it's a requirement, so we are going to incorporate the requirements. So for the process of photosynthesis, the requirements that we require is carbon dioxide, then water, chlorophyll, and sunlight. So these are some of the requirements for the process of photosynthesis. And now we are going to we if we want to incorporate any image for it, that also we can do. Say we want to incorporate the pictures of the sunlight or the water, that also can be done. We can incorporate the picture or to incorporate the process. Now for the process, instead of writing everything in the form of a text, we can simply go and we can look for an video on YouTube. So photosynthesis, and let's look for some videos on photosynthesis. So let's say this is a video that we have on photosynthesis, and quite an informative one that is explaining us the process of photosynthesis. This, so we can just take this particular video and we can incorporate this video. On YouTube, you need to open the video, then you need to select the link. So now this is the video on photosynthesis. So there is a link here on the top. You need to click on the link, select the link, copy the link, and come back to your presentation. Then on the top, you will be able to see there is an option called insert. So click on the insert, then on the video, and then simply paste your link that you have copied from the YouTube and paste it. So here is your link, select on it, and then automatically the entire video gets incorporated. Now another best thing about this incorporation of the video that is there is that you can adjust the time. It's not necessary that you want the entire video has to be played that is incorporated into it. You, as per your own wish or desire, can incorporate the time from which you want it to start. Say I saying it should start from 1 minute and it should play only for 2 minutes and not more than that. So it will be played only for a minute in that case. So on the slideshow mode, let me show you how it is going to be. So this is my video. As soon as I click on play, it is starting from minute 1 and it will play only till until and unless it is 2 minutes, not more than that. Although this is a 8 minute long, although this is a 8 minute long video that we have, but we will see that it will get played only for a minute and not more than that. So this is a very good option that we get on Google Slides. There is no hassle of downloading the video and then inserting it into the slides. Or since most of us shows or we refer to the YouTube only for the videos, so we just simply can take the link and we all have to do is to paste the link and it gets automatically incorporated into our slide. Not only that, it also allows us to select from what duration to what duration I want my video to be played, because maybe the entire video would be providing too much information. See, it is now over because I had given asked it to play only for a minute. So like this we can incorporate a video also and make our booklet quite a interactive one. Then next one that we had is product. So the various types of products that we get from the process of photosynthesis, or the product that we get is plants get their food, and the most important product that we get is oxygen. So let's say it is oxygen. The answer is, so we have written oxygen, and the product that we get is oxygen. Now to make it more interactive, you can also add the equation of photosynthesis. So this is the equation that we have, and we can incorporate that as well here into our slide. All you have to do is simply go to the Google and you will be able to insert it. So here's how the equation has also been incorporated. Copy and pasted the image, simple, nothing else. Once all this is done, product obtained is oxygen, and this is the equation of the process of photosynthesis as well as sugar, which is utilized by the plants. Now the question arises that when I showed you my definition booklet, I told you that by clicking on each and every alphabet for whichever I want an answer to, say for A, So this is for A. Then for B, I was able to click on them and I was able to hop into the words related to that alphabet, isn't it? So how is that going to be possible in this particular one? So for that, the next step that we have is, let's add some color to these to make it more attractive. What we have to do is we need to select our box. Once it is selected, you need to come to edit. So and then you need to come on insert, and then you will get an option of link. You will click on the link. As soon as you click on the link, bottom you get an option says slides in this presentation. Now, because I want to move within the presentation, therefore I am taking up slides in this presentation. So number one, I want my when my students click on the first step or the of the process of photosynthesis, they should be directed to requirements. So that is slide 2. Then when they click on number 2, and I want them to get directed to slide number 3. Again, slides in this presentation and slide 3. At the third, I want them to be directed to the products. So therefore, here we are in this presentation. So slide 4. This is how I have incorporated the links. So after all these things are done, say for example, after the second slide, by any chance my child wants to go on to the previous one or to the main one. In that case, those options can also be added to it. So for that, what we can do is we can take up a shape, say any shape of our need, and we can just make that shape. We can make it transparent also, so that they can easily not visible. So here it is. Once one I have placed here for my students, for them to go back to the main menu. Now, or I can place it at the bottom, because usually we turn the pages from the bottom of the notebook. So this is how it is. The outline can also be made into a transparent one, and here we are. We can increase its size also a little, as it won't be visible to the students. So this is how it is, and here again I am going to incorporate a link. Now the link will be slides in this presentation, and I want them to go to the first slide when they are on number 2, if if they haven't understood and they want to start from the very beginning. Now once this is done, now this is something that I want them on every page, so that wherever they are stuck, they should be able to go on to the next one. All you have to do is you just have to select this, copy this shape, and you will have to go and paste it in your next slides. You don't have to do the process again and again. Do it in one slide, copy it and paste it in all the slides, and it is all sorted. Now all this is now done. Let me show you the slideshow view of it. So the slideshow view looks somewhat like this. So this is where page number 3, say I didn't understand the things in the page number 3. I will click, and now I'm back on page number 1 as the cover page. So this is 1. Now I again didn't understood, so I will click on 2. So here is the video. After watching the video, maybe I have forgotten what was the requirement. I will go back to my cover page, click on 1, and here I am back on 1. So we know that it is here. If you want, you can surely add a color as well to it. Not necessary that it has to be colorless only. So we can add a color in this case, and we so that our students are well aware, okay, this is the place where if I click, I will be able to go back. So in that case, you can have two types of arrows also, just like we have two in the forward and the backward in the music system. In that way also you can have it. Say this is one arrow that will take you to the first slide, and another one you can incorporate, and there you can say it will take you to the next one. So howsoever you want, that is your way of representation of your work. Like this, these are the two. So I have now added a color in so that my students can very easily see, okay, the forward and the backward options that are there, and they can hop onto it as and when it is required. Now the link option that you have just now seen, that can be incorporated. Now see, once I have incorporated, it is already showing me for this green triangle the first slide. Although my red triangle is directed to the first slide, so I don't want my green triangle to also take me to the first slide. So what am I going to do is, as soon as I click on this green triangle, this first slide option that I am getting, besides that only you can see a pencil option that is coming. You need to click on that pencil option and you need to select what you want. So maybe I want the next slide to come. So now it is changed to the next slide. So the slideshow mode is, this is the video. Once the video is watched, either you go back to the cover page, or if you are coming back to the cover page and you have watched the video, you can move to the next one by clicking on the green arrow. Now this link option that we are getting, it is not meant for only the link within the presentation. You can get in a link from any website. Now say this is the website that I have, which is talking about what is photosynthesis and is explaining the process of photosynthesis. So maybe I can copy the link, control C of this particular website, and I can also paste the link here. So maybe I can write, for more information. So for more info, if somebody is interested, that particular person, so you just have to paste the link, click on apply. It has already got incorporated here. So as soon as you are moving your cursor, you can see it is already showing us that yes, it has got incorporated. So now when I am again in my slideshow mode and I am here somewhere here, and for more information it is written, I will just have to click and immediately it is going to take me to the website that I had linked it with. So such a booklet, it is not only going to serve the purpose of only one class, but it is actually helping us serve the purpose of so many work that we can do, or so many classes together we can cater into. According to the needs, the students can look or they can understand the topics of their choice. So this is how we can make a booklet, an interactive one. Then you can give it a name also. From this you just have to click it, and maybe you can name it the photosynthesis booklet, or photosynthesis booklet. So it is now saved. The photosynthesis synthesis booklet can be now used for any purposes. Now another thing, this is the one that you have made. Now how to share it with your students. Once it is completely done, come to the file option. There you will get an option of publish to the web. All you have to do is you have to click on it, and here you will get an option of publish written. Click on publish, click on OK. A link will come, copy the link, and if you go and paste the link, you will be getting your booklet. Here is the booklet. Now this is something that the students won't be able to edit at all. They won't be able to edit at all. So this is the process. Here we have the video that they can see. They can go on to the first slide, or they can go on to the next slide. All the things that you have done, even they can hop on to the website that we had incorporated. All these things they can do. Now say for example, once you have done all this, you want to make on some changes in the presentation. Although you have shared it with your students, but you still want to incorporate some changes into it. For example, I want my picture of water and chlorophyll to be incorporated, or sunlight to be incorporated. So I just go and get the picture of the sunlight. After you have shared the link, you realize that you want to make so and so changes. All you have to do is you can make the changes once. Now this is the image of the sunlight that I have incorporated into my document. Although I have now shared the link, but I have realized that I want to make that change right now. So I have incorporated the image of the sunlight into my document. You can just reload it in order to get it saved once. Now it has got saved well. Now once it gets saved, you simply can go back and click on reload. Once you go back and you click on reload, you will be able to see that the change that you have made will automatically come onto it. So I had incorporated, see, the students will be able to see. So if you have made a questionnaire and you are updating questions every now and then, so the students can, every time they will click, they will be able to see the new questions that you have added. It is not that if you make a change, you will have to share it with your students again and again. That is not required since you have already shared it once. Now, say the academic session is over and you don't want them to refer back to this presentation again. In that case, all you have to do is again go on files, click on publish to the web, and here there's an option says stop publishing. Once you click on stop publishing, even if the students are having the link and they will click on the link, they won't be able to see it anymore. So comes the document is not published, therefore they won't be able to refer to this document anytime. So it is not that if they have been provided the link, it is a lifetime thing that they will be able to watch it till the time, all the time. You can stop it also anytime, any moment you want. You can continuously update also, and they will be able to get all the updates that you are doing into it. Once you have shared it, whichever way, you just keep on updating, and you just make sure that they will be getting all the updates that you are doing to your booklet. So questionnaire booklets can be prepared, dictionaries can be prepared, definition booklet. Now definition, irrespective of whatever class it is something that is always in need, or we always require it. That can be done. Then it in the form of a story also we can have. See, this is a story of the independence that I have created, I have made. Now this is something that I have taken as a template. I took the template, I told you, you can use a template also instead of looking for pictures and working too much. So this is the template that we have, which is going to tell us the story of India's independence. Now this is my cover page. I haven't labeled any markers here. Now the notes comes here. So the table of content, that means this booklet will tell me about the non-cooperation movement, Lahore session when it was, Dandi March, Azad Hind Fauj, independence from the British. So for them, if each year is also been incorporated. All they have to do is to click and they will be directed. So this is a sample, therefore the all the details are not provided. It is just for the purpose of understanding how it can be used irrespective of whatever language you teach. So if you are teaching English, you can use it for grammar, as grammar remains the same for all the classes. And once prepared, and you can use it in all the classes wherever you teach. Then similarly, if you take up mathematics, you can use it as a questionnaire booklet. As a questionnaire booklet, you can use it for any class. It is not that it has to be something very uh, class, like for one class you can prepare, say class 7th, all the questions can be there. Then in for maths it can be used, in geometry also, for social sciences topics like India's independence, then Hitler's rule, all these things can be done. Now here Again, when I click, I come back to the table of content. Now 1926. Okay, the Lahore session was there. Then comes 1930. We have the Dandi March. Now Dandi March, there's a video. Again, if the video is played, students will be able to understand. Now, did you see the video started playing from a minute? It didn't started playing from the very beginning. Again, because while the video was incorporated, the start and the end time was also given. That is an option which is wonderful and is provided in the Google Slides. Then again 1942 Azad Hind Fauj, and then independence from the British. So, as educators, we do have some contents which, irrespective of whichever class we teach, is the same. Those topics can be made into such formats, and the links can be shared with the students. They can use it as per their convenience. They can study it time to time. You can make the changes and can do the updating on it. Everything would get reflected onto the students also once it is done. I with this I would now like to conclude. If there's any questions you have, you are free to ask that too.
Thank you, Meenakshi. This actually went really well. And your session is so smooth that I don't think the audience has any questions to ask you. And that's one advantage of YouTube. They can go back to the video and just kind of see if there's anything that they need to discuss with you,
Yeah,
or if required, they'll perhaps get in touch.
sure.
And thank you so much. I know this has been your second presentation in the GEG APAC weekend,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you've done a brilliant job. So thank you so much. Any
Thank
parting words before we end with the broadcast?
Yeah, it was great to associate with GG once again. I had thoroughly had a great experience and been associated with GEG 5.0. So I made sure that as soon as 6.0 comes, I have to be a part of GEG whatsoever it is. So therefore, it was once again a very great opportunity that I got, that was able to be a part of it. I would really like to thank GG and especially to you for all the help that you have extended, be it the links and everything. So like your presence now, it's been like okay, it's a big support to me.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. That's very sweet of you, and very humbling, of course. Thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure to have you when you're presenting for the GEG APAC weekend. And I'm sure we'll get to see you more when we have our next session, which would be sometime in December. So great,
Yeah, yeah.
Meenakshi.
Even
Thank
I
you.
look forward to it, and I hope GEG gives me an opportunity to be a presenter one more time.
Great. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. So we'll now bid farewell to the audience. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.